Alright, we're going to assess the situation. We won't be able to see everything until he uncloaks, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my defense drone, and that will hopefully shoot down the hacking drone that the boss just fired. Our defense drone didn't do anything. Fortunately for us, he hit probably the system we need the least, our backup battery. It would help us, don't get me wrong, but of all the things that he could potentially be hacking, I think that it's alright that he's taken out our battery. That's totally okay. Okay, now that he's uncloaked, we can see what's going on with this ship. Hacking is new in Advanced Edition. Other than that, this ship is exactly the same. So what that means is it's just harder than it was before. You just also have to contend with hacking. We really lucked out by him hitting us in the backup battery. He could just as easily have knocked out our weapons or our shields, our cloaking, mind control. Anything would have been worse. So this is really not too bad at all. The hacking will never move once it's landed. His weapons are fairly threatening, however. This is an ion weapon that shoots many shots at once. This is a laser that does the same. This here shoots several missiles at one time. The defense drone cannot intercept that many missiles at once, and you will be hit by them if you can't cloak to avoid. This is an impressive beam weapon as well. You'll notice though that these weapon rooms are not connected to the rest of the ship, and that is really the boss's fatal flaw. Our focus is going to be to take out the missile immediately. That is by far the biggest threat. Even with our defense drone, the missiles will devastate us unless we get very lucky with dodging. So with that said, let's go ahead and unpause. We are in for a very difficult fight. It could be short, it could be very long. I think I will go ahead and heal our 2 injured people while we still can. I probably should have done that sooner, but that's alright. We're just now being fired upon with the laser on its own. So we're going to make sure that our engines are fully powered. We don't need to cloak just yet. We're going to save that for when the missiles fire. Which is right now. So we can afford to take a point out of engines, and we only really need to use 1 power on cloaking. But we have this defense drone. We really only need it against the missiles anyway. We might as well power him down, and still only using 1 for cloaking. We can use 1 on mind control to give our friend in missiles some different ideas about things. So as you can see, cloaking made it a guaranteed chance that those missiles would miss us. And now our main priority is going to be to shoot those missiles immediately. If we can keep that guy mind controlled, he can't fire missiles at us. It's completely separate from the rest of the ship, and that will be a lot better for us moving forward. We can still use our backup battery periodically. It's just going to get hacked and disabled for really long times, and it's not going to be reliable. I think actually having hacked the battery, he's able to actually drain even more power from my ship. So that's why my O2 keeps going out. I hadn't noticed that, and that does make a little bit of sense. I was wondering why I was so low on power. So it's worse than I thought. But it could still be worse. I think we're in pretty good shape still. He just fired some more missiles at us, so once again we're going to cloak to avoid those. Our weapon is almost finished charging. Our mind-controlled friend is ready to revert back to our control. And so we fire off on mind control again, and we're going to follow that up with some more lasers. Hopefully our mind-controlled friend here will manage to destroy the lasers before they can fire, or the missiles before they can fire on us again. And so he did. Now when he wakes out of it, he will attempt to repair them again, so it's not completely safe, but that does buy us some time. I don't like that our power's gone, and so I can't fully get my engines and all of my other stuff going. At least when it's being hacked. But it's something that we'll have to account for. At this point we want to focus on their shields. They will be able to repair it very quickly. We can use our cloaking to avoid this ion damage, which would open us up to his other weapons. I think we do want to focus on the shields even though they can repair it, because that may allow us to get a few more shots in. So we just got one shield bubble down. He is going to cloak, so that's not great for us. It would have been good to fire off the mind control before that happened, but that's alright. We can make do with this. The missiles do look like they've been repaired, and when they're partially repaired, they are fully functional. It looks like we lost power and it just assumed we wanted to take it out of our weapons. That's not awesome, but we can live with it. We're going to go ahead and save our cloak this time for if the missiles fire at us. And so they have, and we will of course dodge them once again with cloaking. The missiles look like they're fully repaired, so we're going to want to just fire everything we've got. And I really would like to have a better way of dealing with the crew member in there. If you have boarding, it's a lot simpler. We're going to turn our O2 on double just to make up for the power cutting out. It seems to just cut it from random systems. And then when we get hit, we can go ahead and switch back to our engines. If you can board them, you can very reliably take out their missiles permanently. Since we can't board them, unfortunately we have to rely on mind control. And it's just not a perfect solution because he will snap out of it, and when he does, he will just repair the damage that he's done, and we don't want that. But that's how it goes. So we do at least have some defensive options, especially cloaking. Even at level 2 is just immensely powerful for dodging those missiles, which is the main way that the boss is going to try to damage us. I think that our mind control guy is about to break out of it, and so I want to help him along and just make sure that those get broken. That's to give us time for our cloaking to recharge. Let's just cut out our power once again. And giving our cloaking time to recharge allows us to dodge every missile volley instead of just every other volley. So that's why we have not taken any damage so far. If that holds out, well, it remains to be seen, but I certainly hope that it does. We are making progress, so every time we hit those missiles, we're doing hull damage to him. And as you can see, his health is getting down there, so sometimes that's how this kind of thing goes. It can take a while, but as long as you disable the parts that threaten you, you should be fine. Since we invested in 4 shields and we have strong engines with fully skilled crew members, we are very strong defensively. The missiles can hurt us, but not if we can cloak away from them or just take them out using mind control and weapons. So that's where we're standing now. We're going to just try and focus on their shields once again. It is going to take quite a while to break through here, but we should be able to do it. I was pessimistic before, but I think it's possible. We're just going to temporarily turn off our O2 as we get hit with this ion weapon, and then we can turn it right back on. Okay, now mind control is over, so he's going to begin repairing it once again. We'll have to watch out for that, but in the meantime, I think when it finishes charging, we may still just go for the shields. That charge laser takes a really long time to get all the way up to full, but at least we have the option to break through their shields. If you can't get through 4 shields, you will be in very big trouble on the boss. That's really kind of just a game breaker right there. Alright, we've just lost some more power again. Looks like they took it from systems that we could stand to lose, so that's alright. I haven't prioritized their hacking just because even though it's annoying, it's not devastating us. We really do want to make sure that, for example, the missiles stay down. As you can see, I'm focused very heavily on the missiles. They are just such a huge threat. You cannot underestimate this boss. In this stage, the only way he will threaten us is with these missiles. as long as our build out is like this. I am actually realizing now that mind control is pretty effective. I think I underrated it before. It's still not as good as a teleporter, but it also doesn't require crew. So if you're short on crew, this seems like it would be a really good option. I think I am just gonna now attempt to take out that hacking. Since we're not really making progress on the shields anyway, I might as well try to set their hacking back. And so, again, we wait for our lasers to charge, we make slow and steady progress. We're about to be fired upon once again. I think we'll use our battery while we still can to get more engines. We can now mind control the missile guy again, which is good because they just cloaked. The missile, or the mind controlled guy, should be able to handle taking care of those missiles because I think he just repaired it once, but we'll see how that goes. We may still need to cloak, which we certainly have, and we managed to do it. You'll also notice when the system broke, the hull actually took 1 damage. That's a good thing to keep in mind. They took out our burst laser with that power hacking. That is just so annoying. But anyway, when you finish off a subsystem, even if you're just boarding, it will do damage to the hull of the enemy ship. And that can make a big difference, especially if your boarders are still on board. You don't want that to happen. But it can work to your favor, especially if you're not actually sending boarders, you just have a guy whose mind you've controlled. It's an excellent alternative, I think. You'll notice that they're missing us a lot, and that's just because our engines are good. They have a 45% chance of missing, and combined with our shields, it just makes it so it's quite unlikely that they'll be able to hurt us. So even though we can't hurt them that much, we got through 3 there, we can basically just outlast them. They still haven't hurt us at all. This kind of surprises me. I didn't expect to be doing this well, but it's always good to have a pleasant surprise. We still have our cloaking in reserve, so even if they manage to power up their missiles, we can easily dodge them. Our laser's almost done, and then we're going to deliver the killing blow. Or we'll just miss just enough times for it not to matter. We'll go ahead and use mind control on the missile guy again. There's really no reason not to. In fact, when he destroys the missiles, that will kill the boss. And I kind of think that's a hilarious way to end it, so let's go ahead and just let him do that. Oh, they somehow shot our mind control. You know, we took a lot of ion damage. I should have probably paid attention to that. But that's okay, because our mind controlled friend there is about to finish killing him. And there we go. That is just so wonderful. That was a beautiful thing to see. I would have liked to have not taken any damage, but no, I think I'm glad that our mind-controlled friend helped us bring his whole ship down. But you may have noticed he didn't explode. Wait a minute. We're not done? Oh no. It's not over. Well, okay. Let's see what we're in for. He's jumping away. This means that if we jump here, we'll face him. Well, I think we actually have time to get more scrap. Is this greedy of me? Perhaps. Is it extremely unwise? Yes. Will it increase my score? Also yes. We're gonna do it. Our sensors have picked up a refugee ship. Well, I think we've seen this before. Let's go ahead and hail them. Oh, we're criminals. I'm so sorry, Mr. Zoltan. I didn't realize. Well, I guess it's to fighting then. We can't mind control through their Zoltan shield. But that's okay. We'll get through it pretty quickly. And we have ways of dealing with their various weapons, as we'll soon see. I'm gonna let that bomb hit us. I'm gonna let the defense drone stop that missile. And then I'm gonna let our cloaking take care of the next bomb. The way to cloak dodge a bomb, you wait until you see it on their weapon and then you hit cloak. That way it'll still fire, but it'll miss. It's pretty close timing, so as soon as you see it appear on the weapon, that's when you want to go ahead and hit cloak. So we got through their Zoltan shield. I'm going to turn auto fire off. Now we can use our mind control, and since we're cloaked, there's no reason not to take any energy out of engines. So let's go ahead and see if we can knock out their weapons. I think this will probably just lead to some infighting, and I'm not sure if anybody will die, but people are distracted and that always helps us. Okay, they're about to attack us with another missile, so we should certainly turn our defense drone on, and we're going to get hit with another bomb, so we should have more dodging. I've just realized our shields are not as important in this fight at all. Their ion weapon is not very effective. We can afford to drop 2 shields and get the extra power. We do have the battery. I just hesitate to rely on it a lot, just because you'll forget and then you lose the power. I also just forget to even use it. But really, you know what? Let's go ahead and use the anti-drone too. Might as well see that in action. You see our anti-drone just stunned this little beam drone. That way if our shields get broken into, this little guy won't be able to hurt us still. Now we can fire our weapons, and these 2 guys in here that are fighting are really low on health, so perhaps we can kill them. No, but we did set their weapons on fire. That's not bad at all. We definitely want more shields now. I don't know why we dropped to 2, or to 1 rather, but that's fine. We're still good. Our cloaking is back, so we can safely dodge this next bomb. Sometimes the ion bombs are harmless and they hit you in a room that doesn't have anything. Sometimes they ion your weapons, and you really don't want that. I think we should go ahead and fire on their weapons once again. We're at full charge. You'll see it knocks down our cloaking a little bit, but that's fine. We keep missing them, which is unfortunate, so we'll just need to take them out little by little. We'll go ahead and mind control them again. Really am starting to like that a whole lot. I don't think this anti-drone is really that important right now, so I'm going to just turn our engines back on. One of their Zoltans did just explode. I think it was the guy whose mind we had taken control of. This guy's really low on health now, so if he doesn't heal soon, we might be able to kill him. I'm surprised that they were able to hurt our engines. I guess that was from a bomb. We don't have any hull damage from that. We're going to go ahead and just turn cloaking on because, hey, why not? Very soon we will attempt to murder this innocent-looking Zoltan. Okay, we got that one. It's going to be really close if we manage to kill him. I think we're a lot more likely to just kill the ship. In fact, I think I'm just going to focus on destroying the ship. It's greedy to try and kill the crew, unless we just get a beautiful opportunity, like if we've mind controlled them into fighting each other. This seems interesting. Let's go ahead and give it a shot, if you will. We don't really need this defense drone anymore, by the way, so we might as well turn our shields back on a little bit more. Oh, goodness. We just did some horrific damage to this young man. We will be cutting it very close if we kill him. We can basically only hurt them once, which is all it will take, but we have to hit him and he appears to be moving, and if we hit him more than once, then we will destroy the ship. Let's see if this works. Oh, so beautiful. That's just great. It seems like the missiles are kind of magically know that it's not a hostile ship anymore when you kill the last guy, so now we've just taken control of their ship and gotten 86 scrap. Well, let's see what the refugee ship has to say. Oh, you want to give us even more scrap? Wow, that's just great. Sure, I'll take that. And here's our boss still just happily waiting for us. We're up to 143 scrap, having captured their ship using only lasers somehow. Honestly, I don't think that was skill. That was more luck than anything. But it also makes me think that mind control has a lot of potential. I had really underestimated it. I think I've said this before, but I'm starting to like mind control a whole lot. You can concentrate the crew into one area and then just blast them with weapons and never even have to board them, but still capture their ship. We can definitely afford some upgrades now. Judging from what happened last time, I think we want more power. I think we definitely want more power. So let's get 2 power. I think it would be good to have the 3rd level of cloaking as well. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. That doesn't really leave us with anything left, but I think this is good. I think this is worth it. Yeah, I really like this. So now let's go ahead and see what's going on with this Rebel flagship.